leg, arm, head. Supposed to make me ride his dick talk. Let me talking ish. In the back Ruben, snorting hits. The market now watching emotions and heart rate, messing motion. Stomach turning like you're turning in a known as Indian in Canada, they call him skull, and sung about enslaved hymns, following North Star ancients, underground slave road, high snow, Gore-Tex boots, tubes below, army jacket, and brown bags feeding the hungry, inspiring others here and across clan. This nigga's no Portuguese monkey, to the Masons, the science of Moorish junkie. 5-point star, needle stuck in my arm, I'm moving shadow as above, so below. Under birds, swimming fish fly in flocks, clouds are rock. Easy things, so many false prophets, untrue things. Know thyself, you can't undo things. Old things, more things, the new things, do things. Is it things? So many false prophets, untrue things. Know thyself, you can't undo things. More things, the new things. No time. Wake up in a sweat, leaving my socks. I know it's not the weed cause I'm smoke fasting, and everybody knows that's everlasting. Still wrote passion on Cosmo L beats. Forced the hand of dirty old Moors in back seats. Moorish, not tribes of tar heels and black feet. Sundry free, I'm a rockin', sun dry, albums dropping. No chart topping, just loving only a couple of them. No sneeze, no I head makes moms buy headstones. Bury it, they never knew get drunk or sherry in cases. Fingerprints on gats and bare faces. Pushing over ladies with gifts from Santa. Who's really Satan Claus? Red-nosed reindeer Rudolph. The dispute of his J shot. Is it me or do I see things? So the sun do things. Old things, more things, the new things, do things. I see things. So many false prophets, untrue things. Self, you can't undo things. Old things, more things, the new things, do things.
You're up, out of brainwash. My attack is purely mental, and it's meant to wake you up, out of your brainwash. My attack is purely mental, and it's meant to wake you up, out of your brainwash.
Yeah, when more study our Quran and questions for Moorish children, prosecutors and magistrates hate us in the admin buildings. Paperwork sent first, no fiat, clenching their money hungry, bloody credits. These benefit when they cheat your estate that you thought was a provincial plantations. There's no escape or back door unless reserve rights on contract door open for like you misplaced something. It's within your heartbeats jumping. Extortion, past the letters, fake money, bounty hunting, public records have authority. Constitution approved those file papers that copy abuse. Might as well just put on the noose, shackles, no booze, no shame, with no free national aid, with fractional damage, collateral, irrational claims. Catch a psych evaluation or contempt of quasi-court, calling out what's not in evidence won't set a precedent. It's negligence, denying due process, and on you. If you give them a chance, I'm here to help you not enter their brainwash camps. Keep no kidding. Watch out for vamps, light revealer, and keep a woman always giving thanks in a b-boy stance. Shit start swinging that outstretched hand.
I attack controlling mental and it's meant to make your brainwash. It's meant to wake you up out of your brainwash.
Yo, they run on the floor with elegance. Get the gentleness stomp of Hannibal elephants, induce relevant resonance in full life ancestral mind, no artificial intelligence. Sonic high off the seedless hydroponic, thinking they on it must be demonic, not Baphomet, Moroccan star on his heads of Islam. He uses caduceus from Kemet, sitting in Massa. Raised Kundalini light bursts out the crown chakra, volcanic D and panoramic, the roots. Seeing dramatic, dinner plate eyes, cause mine's so wide open. Maybe an omen, can't see truth cause your third eye swollen. Going down no matter what spell smoking, or your devotion, or golden potent, even use man. Fire in chambers now resonance, left hope in false prophet. Minds under control like lasers for steel engraving, mental blocks and thought barricades the real enslaving. No cape, no type, no damn saving. With heads locked, walking, or b-boying, fully annoying. With hillbilly sovereigns, being sold out by my own.
To wake you up out of your sleep, watch fire. If you're leaving to let it sleep to not it's out of your brain, watch fire. If you're leaving to let it sleep to not you up out of your brain, watch fire. If you're leaving to it's meant to wake you up out of your brain. If you're leaving to not it's meant to wake you up, wake you up, wake you up. Fire, if you're meant to wake you up out of your brain, wash, wash. If wake you up, wake you up. If you're meant to wake out of your brain, wash, 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 wash.
Talking, never ever seen your face. Blacks never cool with your mind. You won't let truth outside of worldly life ruin. Emotion bubbles and like Montserrat when democracy moving. That's that fast as you enter, won't get the dollar. I guarantee or feel it. Stiff from shock, by standards won't believe it. Pour out a shadow like herds of cattle. Not for battles, pointing fingers, complaining about conditions that you and put yourself in, and trust, put your wealth in. No rush, don't procrastinate. It's called wars to conquer. I guarantee the depends on what's same to him, and Lord make you pill pop and call diseases cured.
Ain't no rest for the righteous, so I might. Ain't no rest for the righteous, so I might. Ain't no rest for the righteous, so I might. Ain't no rest for the righteous, so I might.
Yeah, it's a matrix. Act Sophia still is better. I won't color of office and authority, pushing de facto. I socket and crack your jaw. Misprison the treason and acts of war and fraud in places so high, even through the gates of God. As my cup runneth over, I stand for the shore where my thoughts are more. My lines beautiful like my God for, or ugly like a wild boar, a crying child, or the face of the eye. I wonder if these heads will ever be ready. Will they stop chasing and concerned? Not cause they high off the kush pot, the nose most delicate seeds on the spot. Your flow is like a hot pot with diarrhea squirts. Wearing tight ass pants and extra small shirts. Conscious cool mental wrestling, black power jerks past the butt, accept his perks.
So I might just. Ain't no rest for the righteous, I might just. For the righteous, so I might just. Ain't no rest for the righteous, so I might just.
Yeah. Yo, kid, what up? I used to be scared of pigs, judges and wigs, authority abusers and silent losers. Crack on, stuff best with drug notes they stole from a thug's coat. Thugs buy pitch drugs and you trick dicks. Have the front lines with dummies that know no law to make you assume that they know no law. Smarter than a fifth grader, rights violators, oaths and badges, but acting so savage. Who object or interject civilly dead passes all get intercept. Foul Negro leaders swinging and missing deliberate. Your head they deliver it to the front and Pharaoh. Ancestor study Moorish holy Quran lessons. Zombie black, 10 yellow envelopes. When it's a large sacrifice to the pale God bosses. Don't be fooled by leaders. 10 yellow envelopes, wearing they stacks, sold you out to the lodge and government corpses, sacrifice their own to their pills. More's been telling, yelling like black power, coward slaving, never rebelling, backstab all the crack, kill their own slave master, kill their own mentally, physical, full life, only simply dead is left. If you went right, you look like abandoning birthrights for a monstrous fight. They're not prepared for study, lack of mental exercise, get mind sluggy. Savior waiting. When Drew said, save yourself and learn to love. Instead, stop hating. Shelves filled with black books calling us Moors. No need for four-legged beasts mauling us Moors. The status sets the stage like a costume ball banquet. Suffocate devils with a Baphomet blanket. More on my vessel, not anchor but anchor. We civilized sellouts will tell you we conquered and got everything handed down like a sofa. But Europe comes from a Moorish Queen Europa. America comes from Morocco, not Vespucci. Egypt is America in his Bruce Almighty. Use Morgan Freeman as God can't be, so stop living a fraud. Wake up, told you out. Wake, you see your own soul. Told you out. Wake up, can't you see your that's telling you about? Don't be fooled saying they black folks. Where they sell them and corpses sacrifice God.
To the pale God bosses. Islam, Moors, peace and love. Happy holy day. Canaanland Moors correcting black history. You know, Hulk smashing some black history. You know, history on the record. Because we are not Negro, black colored, not other than Moors. So this is another Canaanland Moors Renown Royalty Q&A session. Before we start up, black skin, white masks. Franz Fanon. Sometimes people hold a core belief that is very strong, presented with evidence that works against that belief. The new evidence cannot be accepted. It would create a feeling that is extremely uncomfortable, dissonance. And because it is so important to protect the core belief, they will rationalize, ignore, and even deny anything that doesn't fit in with the core belief. Not lying, telling it like it is. We'll get to where that came from in a second. So, questions. Not enough of yesterday, but you know, this is just, you know, I mean, sending her to, you know, I mean, get some energy, because you know, it's about time right now. There are a few questions, you know, it's going to take us a while to get through at least two of these, right? So the first question, could you speak on the importance of the press? Ali made it very clear for us to have our own newspapers. Now, we could play we know something and give our honest opinion that might be right and exact. There's a reason why this individual, Noble Drew Ali, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, there's a reason why he wrote down everything for the Moors that they were supposed to get in their mind. One more thing I forgot. Forgot that. And forgot this. Drew Ali knew exactly what was going on because he was the prophet. And was the prophet. Certain things that he did, he already had knowledge that something's going to happen, something's going to take place, or something has taken place that he needs to prepare for so that the Moors don't suffer in the future, because they would know, they wouldn't be guessing about anything. So the story is about the press. 1916 Congressional Record. American Diplomatic Code, 1778 to 84. Dealing with, again, European, William Cooper, author of Behold the Pale Horse. We give him supreme honors for putting it out there when nobody else had the guts to put it out. So we give him supreme honors. Yeah, we know what we did to him, all that stuff. We already have the book, so we pretty much done. I mean, you guys will play like you don't know if you know. We're going to listen to this European. Right? So Behold the Pale Horse. And then remember, we had this book in the 90s. We had this book. Before all the Moor and all that stuff, this was the book to have if you think you know something about anything about consciousness or whatever. Right? This was the book. If you didn't have this book, you were whack. Secret Treaty of Renown. Article 2. And it cannot be doubted that the liberty of the press is the most powerful means used by the pretended supporters of the rights of nations to the detriment of those princes. The high contracting parties promise reciprocally to adopt all proper measures to suppress it, not only in their own states, but also in the rest of Europe. Press, this is what their agenda is with regard to the press, right? So Noble Drew Ali came, remember that was 1700s and all that. Then Noble Drew Ali came 1928 in his Moorish Guide newspaper, right? It is not unusual for a newspaper to make its debut in the city of Chicago. The past years have seen many such come and many such go. The Moorish Guide, taking its initial bow to the public, knows not what the future awaits it, but throwing its efforts on the sides of right, reason, and tolerance, we hope that we might make the grade. The Moorish guide enters the field of journalism with malice toward none and charity to all. It is not our purpose to disregard the work of other splendid journals. It is not our purpose to fail to give due attention and space to all American citizens, not US citizens, American citizens, individuals and organizations alike, who are working in their chosen fields of endeavor for the progress and development of all American citizens and all American institutions, not USA citizens, not US institutions. Again, American citizens and American institutions. We hope to cooperate with them in the intensive and grueling battle for universal justice. The Moorish guide feels that the greatest weapon in the hands of our group today in America is our press. The truth will never be told about a disadvantaged minority by the general press of any country, whether that minority be racial, political, or religious. Unless we express ourselves through papers of our own, the truth about us will not be told. Many of our accomplishments, many of our beautiful things, many of the hopeful things and events which mark the progress of our group will go unrecorded were it not for papers of our own. Our papers are our only hope of shoveling ourselves out from under the avalanche of lies that are annually let loose upon us. A strong free press is the bearer of the liberties in general promotion and defense of the interest of strong free people. So free people, you should have your own press, which is why Noble Drew Ali had the Moorish Guide newspaper, right? Because Moorish Guide was not just a newspaper, it was a publishing company. That was stuff, just like the Moorish Manufacturing Company manufactured Moorish stuff. We don't need to manufacture anything else, somebody else's stuff, because we're Moors. Just like Sri Lankans can manufacture Sri Lankan stuff. You know, China, they, you know, manufacture everybody's stuff. Right? Remember that the press is the public record. The press is the same thing as billboard right there telling you movies coming out and then everybody's excited for Black Panther. Okay, press. Coming up, whatever like that, commercial, pop up, whatever like that, press. But remember that what Noble Drew Ali did, he was in the position of the sovereign. He's doing it in the position as the heir to the estate. He's from Turner family. That's pretty much the whole jurisdiction. Why wouldn't he make his claim? Of course, make your claim. And then don't be greedy and all that stuff, and then you just hog the claim over here. No, you give everybody else who gets onto the program, you know what? You know you're more, right? You got this vast estate or whatever like that. What are you talking about? What do you mean you're more? Tell me some more about this or whatever. Those people there, you're going to get a piece of this. I gotta claim it. I claim black though. Sorry. Black doesn't have any tie to any and anywhere in the world. More ties to at least Moroccan Empire. At least that. And Moroccan Empire isn't just in Morocco over there, it extends to over here too. Then that's a fact. You can go ask the Jordanian, Palestinian, American. Brother Sheldon's, knows what's up. Pale skin friends. And knows what's up. Not Jordanian Israeli. No, notice that he's not Israeli. He's Palestinian. How come he didn't say he's Israel and all that stuff? Isn't that where Israel is right now? How come? How come he didn't say that? Because he knows it's BS. Just like Moors know that black, Negro, colored, African, it doesn't matter what we call ourselves, we're the blackness of the universe and all that stuff. BS. And we're trying to wake up our people, trying to put these things together, right? Moors had their own traditions. Now, which leads to, so you see the importance is if you don't tell your story, ain't nobody else going to tell your story. Recently, I posted a shout out to Canaanland Moors for the list of scholars that have been dedicated to Moorish history for over the past 20 years. Could you please go over a few of them and include a book that the people should get a copy of in order to be more intelligent? So again, it goes back to the same thing again, the importance of the press. Because people have this concept in their mind that you want to know about building, talk to an architect or carpenter or something like that. You want to know about underneath the hood of the car and stuff like that, you go check a mechanic. You want to know about planting, you got to talk to a farmer. You want to know about horse, or you're going to go ask a guy over there. You're going to ask a Kemetic guy over there. You're going to ask Hebrew guy over there. You're going to ask these guys what the hell they are, but you're going to ask them. And then not ask Moors. So, you know, some Moors, some might not be Moors, but at least they're letting you know about Moors. We're gonna put them all on the record. So get your pen and all that stuff. Some of them people might have already had, of course. New people, you probably have none of them. So get your stuff and write these down. So we're talking about Moors. 1 second. Let's get them all. Let's get them all in there. Get your pens. It depends. All right. So, let's know about Moors. Hebrew Ranasi L. What is in a name? Amir Heru 9@yahoo.com. Try that. If not, look him up on Facebook or whatever. Tell him Kudro sent you. Amir Heru. Good brother. Again, press. Press. Bring the people back Constitutional folder of government, Rasmaria v. Bay. It's a must-have, very small book, but jam-packed. You'll get something from this for sure. rvbaypublications.com. You should be able to get this there also. Clock of Destiny, Volume 1. Clock of Destiny, Volume 1, CMB. And also Circle of Life, CMB. And then you could write down Clock of Destiny 2 as well. So these 3 books by CMB: Circle of Life, Clock of Destiny 1 and 2. Remember when they were talking about on MHHS last week? Right. So this is what they call the Red Book. Red Book, then they had the stuff on there, and this was so-called the Adept Book. And then this is the one that after the fact, when the truth came out, and they put the title out there, so you know what it is. The Mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood of the East, the Red Book. Higher Degrees book. And then remember that this is the Holy Quran advanced. Holy Quran on the next plane, the next level up. Right, and these two are the same book. So don't worry about, remember we said, don't get caught for the persona. Content is the same. Are you in denial of your ancestry? rvbaypublications.com. Just write them all down. If you don't want it, then go get it. If you have it already, then hey, a flag above any other. Brother Heru L again. Flag above any other. Heru Ranasiel. Amir, AMIR, Heru, HERU, 9, the number 9, at yahoo.com. And we're telling Cujo sent you. This is a good one for the new people. Mars, rvbaypublications.com. This is also a good small, must have, pocket one you could just pull on people. Just to show them what's good. J.A. Rogers, Real Facts About Ethiopia. J.A. Rogers, Real Facts About Ethiopia. Joshua Coffin, an account of some of the principal slave insurrections. Not everybody was down for just being a Negro. Some people weren't down with it. Some people weren't down with it. Some people weren't on the assimilation, justice or else, and then no or else happens. Just talking BS. fooling you into thinking that somebody's gonna do something, or else nothing. Truth about your birthrights. Moore's Order of the Round Table and rvbaypublications.com. Truth about your birthrights. Just write down the stuff. Put it all there. Dr. Ben, Chronology of the Bible. Dr. Ben, Chronology of the Bible. Kenneth Dick, Aboriginal and early Spanish names of some Caribbean, circum-Caribbean islands and cays. Kenneth Dick. This one, you probably get this one out there. There's more than likely a PDF out there on that one. Ooh. Nigger Industry, Taj Tariq Bey. You get that at rvbaypublications.com. Must have MSTA degrees, Moore's Order of the Round Table, and R.V. Bay Publications. Because this is about your birthrights. This is not about some more science club of some club that secret knock and stuff like that. No secret knock. No secret knock needed. I'll put this one here, why not? Who is Noble Jwali? By the pen of As-Said al-Imam Isa, the Mahdi, the Mahdi after the Mahdi, wrote about the Mahdi. Who is Noble Jwali? Dr. Malachi York L. He was playing around. He's all this other stuff. Oh, yeah, another good one for the beginners. Who are the Moors? Are you in denial of your ancestry? Part 2. Part 2. Mizarim Aleph L. Again, that's at rvbaypublications.com. Five Negro Presidents, J. Rogers. A dissertation on personal property, R.V. Bay Publications, Anita L. A dissertation on personal property. This was the book that the Hebrew was selling, saying that it was his book, and he was the Moorish merchant of the barcode cards, saying that he's selling other people's stuff. This is the book right here, rvbaypublications.com. Witchcraft and other things. This land is your land. Renown. Moors, Mexicans, and other indigenous. Taj Tariq Bey. This is Moore's Order of the Round Table. Get it at rvbaypublications.com. Correcting the position of the IRS, Anita L. And this was the craft book, Anna Riva, Spellcraft, Hexcraft, and Witchcraft. This was a good little read. If you dibble dabble in the arts, that was a good read. Moors in America, khalifamedia.com. This one is crazy. Moors in America. Oh, yeah. Let's see this one about Sons of the Green Light. Dr. Malachi York L. What shall we call him? Renown. 107 amazing facts about the indigenous Moorish Americans of the Western Hemisphere. Kenny Umar Bey. Certain people are gonna be, taking pictures and doing videos with people and stuff like that, and never even plugged one of their books that they wrote. People are begging attention, beggar people. Everybody just shout up, playing. Don't forget Moorish Paradigm, Hakeem Bey. Remember Moorish Paradigm, and Nomen Substantivum. Nomen Substantivum, RV Bay Publications. Nomen Substantivum. We Are the Washita. And just so you know, these are my personals. These aren't, you know, selling anything or whatever. These are my personals. CMB certificate book, Order of the Round Table, book number 14. Due Process of Law, Volume 1 and 2, Natural Bay. Due Process of Law, Volume 1 and 2. You got to get King Alfred Plan, that's for sure. You should have King Alfred Plan. Just to put it on the record, there it is right there in his own stuff. L right there, see the L right there? York L, which means that he is more. Right? L. You know that he was more, putting it on the record. Okay, there you go. L, letting you know, not no black history, we're Moors. Right, the mind and the potential. You're gonna have to get this from Nuwapians, and I might have to tell you good luck with that. But you know, they're liquidating all their assets. So you might be able to get this. Just talk to a Nuwapian and they'll probably sell you theirs because they think it's over. Just the mind and potential, both of them. Both of them. Malachi York L. Let's book number 5, Moors Order of the Round Table. The Moors rise from civil death. The Moors rise from civil death. So you see the switch up. See the switch up now? See the switch up. Malachi York. And then pretty much after the switch up, everything started going downhill because you got off the path. Real simple. You're not Negro, black, colored, or Ethiopian, or Egyptian, or none of that BS. You're Moors. You're no Hierophant. You're heir to the vast estate, the Moroccan Empire. You want to be Hierophant and stuff like that, then hey, you know, take what you get. You should have stuck to the program. Yeah, you knew it was up. Lesson book number 1, who are the Moorish Americans? Lesson book number 1. Africans in Tudor England, Blackamoors. Oh, Blackamoors. The Africans of Tudor England. Not Africans, the Africans of Tudor England. Blackamoors. The Africans of Tudor England. You're not Moors though? Black as these guys are, they call them Moors. But you're not Moors. You're everything but Moors, huh? We're correcting black history. Again, right? Check out what's being said here. The Africans of Tudor, but the Africans are called blackamoors. It's not just blacks. As black as he is, he's not just called black. It's called a blackamoor. Correct in black history. Are you going to correct your mind, or are you going to continue to have cognitive dissonance and be in denial? Be in denial of a black guy, a black man right here, right? A black man right there. A black man. Literally a black man. But he's not called black. He's called blackamoor. Why? Because black is the description of the Moor. Moor is the noun. Well, the Europeans made that up. And what's your point? Isn't that who the enemy is? Isn't the European the one that you're fighting right now? Isn't the European who has his foot on your goddamn neck? So if the European is the enemy, and the European knows if these people say that they're Moors, we're done for. Why are you calling yourself black? If the devil knows, if he finds out I'm the devil, then he's going to claim to be God. And you're not claiming? You're staying in the dead status? The European made up term called Moor. Okay, fine, ride with the black guys. Right? We're going to ride with the black guys. We're riding black guys. We're riding with the black guys. The black guy telling us that the European made up the term Moor. Fine. Okay. Now, there's also a history of this engagement between Moors and Europeans, which is why they know who the Moors are. Not just made up, oh, those are the Moors because we see them over there standing there and they look black, so we're going to call them Moors. No, because there's a history between us. And the Europeans know that it was the Moors who they so-called expelled. It wasn't the blacks. It wasn't the Africans. It wasn't the Congolese or the Nigerians, or it wasn't any Egyptians or ancient Cushites, Sumerians. It was none of them. It was the Moors. Now, the European knows conquered the name of who he conquered, and then after he conquered them, he reconstructed history and started telling them they're black people. Only in North America. Remember, this is not going on anywhere else in the world, even though some of America is where the Moors fell. So if the Moors fell over there, why isn't so much over here keeping people not Moors? Here should have nothing to do with Moors because it's from over there. But as soon as you start talking Moors, as soon as you start talking about Moors and you start bringing that up, people don't want to talk. People do not want to talk about it. And as soon as we start talking about it, we're the bad guys. We're the ones that are in error. Moors are the ones, because Moors enslaved the Africans, and Moors loved white Asiatic women, and Moors did that. I hear GM James talking about that BS that you guys are talking about. James wasn't talking that BS that these people are talking about. relative to Moors and why they don't want to be Moors. The book has a black man on it, and the black man on the book, is a Moor. It says it. He's a blackamoor. He's an African. He's a blackamoor. So obviously, Africa and African is not the identity. Because if they're saying Africans in England, and then they show a picture of an African, but call him a blackamoor, not African, that should let you know something. But with the cognitive dissonance, with the denying, let's read it again, just because we have to really digest why our people suffer. This is it right here. Because, like we said before, whether they're dirty, whether they're active, whether they're passive, whatever, at least they know Moors. At least they're Moors. At least they know they're Moors, so they can get some passes, because they don't have cognitive dissonance. They might have it in other areas, but relative to who they are, none. And we're sure that a lot of these people came up as blacks as well, as thinking they're African, thinking they're all these other things that they're not. And then realizing that you're not those things and refuse to go further to find out who you are. You just blame the white man and stay where you are, blame the white man and don't want to know who you are. And then make up stuff and then say that you're that until you get stopped by a highwayman or whatever, and then you're Frank Gary giving them a license. All the other time, there's no issue to be the fake conscious name. As soon as highwaymen come around, now you're that's how you kill that stuff. What happened to kill crackers and all that? Because it's a game. You're not Negro black. We're Moors. And Moors stay putting it on the record and letting people know what's up. Right now, the amount of Moors taking advantage of go live or upload something, or take a picture, put a hashtag on it, put it on a social media or whatever. You know how much this information is out now that we're Moors? The stuff is out now. You got Moors going and self-appointed prosecutor people, legal aid, lawyer people telling these people, yeah, we know that you're Moors. We can't really deal with you really because we can only deal with the native Indians. And you're saying you're not native Indian, so we can't really deal with you really, because all of a sudden, if I was black, you guys would have been banged the gavel and did whatever it is that you're doing. All of a sudden now, there's gaps in your story, and there's meetings and people not showing up and all that type of stuff. What's going on? What is there to fear? Oh, somebody without cognitive dissonance. Somebody who knows the truth about their nationality and birthrights and knows, not assumes, not guessing, Not, somebody said, so now I'm going to say. They know. And once you know that you're not Negro black colored, you have to give it up. If you don't give it up, then you're a traitor. And you're a seller. You're the worst of the worst. And you're going to get whatever it is that you get for selling out. Right, folks? Moorish Spain. Moorish Spain. Richard Fletcher. Moorish Spain, Richard Fletcher. Almighty Black Peace Stone Nation, Natalie Moore, Lance Williams. Natalie Moore, really? Natalie Moore. Yeah. You don't think that stuff's over? You don't think it's over? Carrie Alendi L. Moorish World History, Virginia edition. Get this at STA9. STA number 9.com. Carrie Alendi L. Idris Shah, the Sufis. Remember, all these books are books that are relative to Moorish and knowing you're a Moor and what of the Moors and all that. Right? This is not black books. This is not anything like that. All we're talking about dealing with is books for you to see that the Moors. Not some stuff we're just making up. People been on this. It's our people that's playing games. Not one of the ask a black guy about Spandau Mystery, Peter Moon. In for the Moors, goes in, always goes in. Yet my infamous life, the autobiography. Told y'all he was up studying history of the Moors. Gotta have the hip hop decoded. The black dot. Remember we're talking relative to that. Also, go get the album Walk With Me by the Black Dot. The science is in there. Peter Moon, Montauk, Book of the Dead. Going in for Noble Drew Ali, going in for the Moors. Harder than Grand Sheiks out here. Harder. So much harder. Return of the Ancient Ones. Empress Verdiashi. Again, Moors. So-called Louisiana Purchase. They try to jack your estate. And these Negroes trying to convince you that you Moors, you have to go back to Africa. In modern Britons. Ancient modern Britons, David McCutcheon. It's very easy to, know who you are. You just have to study. That's all. That's all. Just study. The Moor, the Mason, and the Alien. Richard Smith. Moor, the Mason, and the Alien. Richard Smith. Crazy. European going in harder than Moors.
Pardon me, Sheik. That's a good read right there. I read some of that. That's a good read.
Well, let's hear what's your take. You know what I mean? Let the people know, because the thing about and all that type of stuff. So, what do you say about the Mason and the Alien?
From what I read so far on the scribe, yes, I've only read partial. Brother dropping. I'm talking about more than atoms, nuke bombs. I'm talking about truth. And I would advise the brothers and sisters, if you can scramble up some notes to get it, get it.
Now, relative to like how he talks about the Moors as a European, how do you view that as a Moor? Like, do these lectures and relative to our stuff, not even some European stuff.
Well, two things. I view it, one, in honor, and two, that what the prophet said. The prophet said he's going to make the European tell the truth. Like, and I give that brother honor for that, because he's doing more work than some of these sheiks are doing. And he's uplifting fallen humanity, not just keeping them on the ground.
Straight up.
I give him honors for that.
Give thanks to Richard Smith, the UFO teacher. UFO teacher. Again, it's real. Time's just been crazy, but don't worry more. We're gonna have our build, because crazy. We're gonna have our build. When Rocks Cry Out, Horace Butler. This book right here is, if you think you know something about, you're not from here, you're not from this side, you're from over there, and over there has nothing to do over here, over there is just over there, and over here is there, and all that. You need this in your life as soon as possible if you can. Horace Butler, When Rocks Cry Out. Very, very important to have this. Very important. You have to also get the Moorish Jewels, Khalifa Media, Rami Salam El. I am hhtemple.org as well. But Moorish Jewels. This is another must-have for the beginners. Just so you can hear it from a Moor. Not hear it from just somebody out here who whatever. Hear it from a Moor. The world's most dangerous comic book, The Dark Skull. And again, like, we already know that our people, our master teachers, they're not from here. We know our master teachers aren't from here. So we give them honors and we give thanks for, them through the box, them breaking out of their shell and being self. all our master teachers. They're not from here. For right now, they're still right now, I think. I don't know if it's still on, but if the sale's still on and you can get the book for 65 notes, go get the book for 65 notes, because you're going to be mad when it goes to 100 again. Take advantage. And trust me, it's a $300 book. It is a $300 book. Right? Because you can put probably 10 books and it would be compiled into this right here. And those 10 books would probably cost you, you wouldn't even want to buy one of them. This. And again, don't listen to the people that don't have press to show you that they're doing what's supposed to be done. Don't listen to the people who don't have a newspaper. Don't listen to the people who don't have books. Not a book. Right? You know, because they well, that's he only wrote one book. No, but this book was out before it was a book. So this is the last book. But before this book, this was breaking down into 10 books. Right? So do not get it messed up. It's one book that you're, talking about. You said don't worry, this is you have to know the history. You don't know the background, shut the hell. If you don't know the background, shut the hell up and take what we're telling you, because we know what's up. We're Moors. How are you gonna tell me about some Moors when you're not a Moor? Get the hell out of here. You ain't studied Moors or nothing like that. You're trying to tell somebody about Moors? Stop this. And of course, our fellow children in the New World. Jose Pimenta Bay. Firstbooks.com. Firstbooks.com.
I'm like to say, pardon me, the knowledge is priceless, and most people be spending that up on shoes. You know what I mean?
Shoes, bro. Shoes. I refuse. Because, you know what I mean? I'm from the old school. And only the dumbasses bought the $300 shoes. You nobody buying no $300 shoes. The closest you might get to buying a $300 shoe is buying a pair of Clarks. Maybe the closest you get. And Clark's been the same. Clark's is still, 80 to 150. Still the same. All these years, Clark's still the same. And then all these people, their shoes gone up 500% markup on shoes. $2 to make a shoe or whatever. You think these people aren't playing you. Right. Playing you out your shoes, your socks, and everything else. Question number 3. What kind of services did Noble Jolly produce? Yeah, the all stuff right there was question number 2 now. All the show in the books, remember, that was going on. I know it's crazy. We just hit a reality. What products and services produced to prove himself as industrious? Well, we had the one that's still around that most people are familiar with is the Moorish Manufacturing Company. that created the Moorish tea, the bath salts, and the mineral oil. And the mineral oil was like, if you know what do you call it, black seed oil. It's like a black seed oil. And then the bath salts is, of course, it's like Epsom salts, but Moorish elixir, and the tea, which was proven that Noble Drew Ali was a herbalist. So if he's a herbalist and he's making teas and stuff like that, that would have been very, very lucrative at the time. And as well, let's see if I find it here. As well, when we look at this idea of him having these products, right? Here's the testimonials and the flyer, right? In the Moorish guide, Moorish Manufacturing Company, right? So here's the Moorish Manufacturing Company. For people who might not have ever seen the flyer, here's the flyer that would have been in the newspaper, right? With the products on there, the mineral oil, what's the price of that? 50 cents. What's the price of that? $1. Yeah. Moorish bodybuilder and blood purifier for men, women, and children. Beneficial for rheumatism, lung trouble, rundown solutions, some and loss of manhood, or digestion and loss of manhood. Moorish mineral oil, $1. Moorish antiseptic bath compound, beneficial for dandruff, rheumatism, stiff joints, tired and sore feet, also skin troubles when used as a face wash. Prepared only by the Moorish Manufacturing Company, Noble Drew Ali, founder. 3603 Indiana Avenue, Illinois, USA. Telephone Douglas 5909.
And pardon the interjection. May I also add those sheep?
Yeah, more.
Most of the hybrids that you're seeing out here now is nothing but offshoots because of the sellout. You know what I'm saying? These are products that the public bought to us.
Yep. Now you can't get, unless it's some quote unquote temple, somebody in the temple or whatever that you can get it.
Right.
I mean, but exactly. It's supposed to be something that is out there. You know what I mean? Like these people should have their own YouTube page making videos and
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is Noble Drew Ali's manufacturing company. Like, you know what I mean? If they're still making the stuff, because no way that they had these bottled up since whatever. Right? Like if they're still pushing the same box and all that stuff, then where's the manufacturing company at? How come we can't find them? Because there are temples that have the product. There are temples that have the product. So if they have the product, how come we're not seeing any advertisement for the Moorish Manufacturing Company or corporation? Right, but this is the testimonials for Noble Drew Ali's products. And again, we're only going to be using what we can prove, because the other ones, I haven't seen anything as far as that. All I've seen is communities the Grand Unity Hall, you know, that was in the literature. You know what I mean? Like, there's not really anything available as far as proof of, you know, corporations, but through word of mouth, speaking with elders and stuff like that, they'll put you onto certain things that was around. You know what I mean? You know, like they had fisheries and like Moors, fisheries, cookie factories. You know, if you think about Black Wall Street, right? That's what it would have been, just like that. It's our own stuff. Just our own. That's it. Our own support our own, just like everybody else support their own. That's the most. The Moorish mineral and healing oil. I've been suffering some time with my throat, and I used everything that I knew of. Finally, I heard of the Moorish mineral and healing oil. Then I purchased one bottle and used it according to direction, and now I feel like a young girl. Yours truly, Miss Beatrice Bird. To the Moorish mineral and healing oil. I've been suffering with my lungs for more than 7 years. Nothing seemed to do me any good until using one bottle of the Moorish mineral healing oil. Now I feel like a new woman, and every woman needs to use this wonderful healing oil. Miss Estella Woodson. I have been sick for 12 years with bronchial asthma of the upper larynx. I have had 9 different doctors in various states, and I use every drugstore medicine I heard of, and I am now well from using the application essence from the divine prophet, and I feel as well as I ever felt before. I hope this may be of some good to anyone that is suffering with any kind of disease. If you are sick, use the Moorish treatments and get well. Brother Luke Bell Bay, age 50 years. Dear friends, I was all swollen in my stomach, and the doctors had given up on me. But I used the Moorish mineral and healing oil and bath compound for 3 days, and I was up working. Mrs. Jackson. I've been suffering with a continual pain in my left side for several years, and I've tried all kinds of medicines. But later, I came to the conclusion that I would try the Moorish bodybuilder and blood purifying tonic. After I had used one package, I was able to work. Mrs. Melvin. Correspondence. To the Moorish guide. Dear brothers, I beg leave to submit the following news item for your correction and publication. The Prophet and his staff of sheiks made a visit to Philadelphia on the 31st of July and set aside the Moorish Science Temple number 11 on the evening of the 3rd of August after the public meeting. The public meeting was well attended by people from representatives of all classes from all over the city. The Prophet delivered a strong message and gave the people of Philadelphia much to think about. Our temple has decided to establish an emergency fund, and each brother agreed to pay $10 by the 1st of October, and each sister agreed to pay $5 by the said time. This was done that we might be able to establish a piece of business of some kind in the near future, so that we will be able to enjoy more of our young men and girls. Quite a number of our members are aiming to Chicago for the Grand Convention on October 15th. We'll have the Prophet with us before time of our convention, as there are many who desire to learn the mysteries of their forefathers by way of the Adept Chamber. T. Thompson L. So yeah. So we know for sure that there was a publications company because they had a newspaper, Moorish Guide, and they always put out a national edition. Not a U.S. citizen edition, a national edition. Just go check all the Moorish Guide newspapers. If Moors aren't national, why is Noble Drew Ali's Moorish Guide a national edition? Noble Drew Ali said, told the Moors, everything I said is spirit. Moors better heed. Moors better heed. You have anything more? You good?
I'm just here, just listening. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Like that's testimony that speaks.
Pretty.
You know, and with that national aspect, I mean, it's right there. The paper says it alone, a national aspect of it all.
Right there. Right there.
I mean, it is what it is.
What protocol should be taken when Moors outside of the temple when it comes to grievances, justices, assault? Well, if Moor, who you know they're a Moor, they display that they're a Moor, but they act like niggers, then you do what it is that you have to do. Because, you know, the individual is the one that's in it. It's like they say, there's his story, then the other guy's story, and then there's the truth of what really went down. And that's really only known by the people involved. So when you're talking about injustice and it's by somebody that claims to be a Moor, you better call their handler and tell them come get their Negro. Because there's no way that Moors should be acting in, you know, savage fashion. As soon as the Moor is acting savage, that's not a Moor. Don't even deal with them like they're a Moor. Because it's a thing of, you know, it's like when in the maybe like late 90s. In the late 90s, there was a thing out here where people did dirt, started growing locks because people with locks never got bothered by police. Because people with locks were the Rasta man who was a peaceful guy, and you gonna worry about him because he's just going over there, just, you know, smoking a little spliff or whatever. And it ain't no big deal. You're not no criminals. Not doing no illegal activity or nothing like that. So they would get the pass just because everybody knows who Bob Marley is and all that stuff. They sing his songs and they love him. So hey, anybody with locks gets the Bob Marley pass. That's just what it was. People started taking advantage. Hey, I can grow locks and then do dirt, and then nobody's gonna be able to. No, I can grow locks and I can sneak up on my enemies. Grow my beard and then nobody's gonna know who I am. This is how people's mentality works. So there's people that dress up. There's people that, you know, again, put on the persona. They got the fez, you know what I mean? They got the tassel flowing and all that stuff. They got the Moorish demeanor, but they're savages. Yeah, they're dealing with love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, and all that. They're not dealing with Holy Covenant. As soon as you engage them people, you already know what it is. And it's going to go down however it's going to go down, because they're not your friend. They're not your friend, especially when they're acting savage. Right? So there's no protocol. You know what I mean? It's like there's no protocol exercising right to travel in some. You're just going to deal with it. How you deal with it? Because you know that is what it is. Or if you're right to travel, you hit somebody. You deal with it. However, it gets dealt with based on where you are in your mind. You know, and very interesting. 90% of the occasion where we know Moors are exercising right to travel and they hit somebody, or somebody hit them even, the individual who was in the other mode of conveyance didn't want the police to get called either. So they just exchanged numbers and then, you know, they dealt with it however they dealt with it. No police involvement. Why? Because the other person's license was expired and they didn't have insurance, or they're doing something quote unquote illegal. And they're like, well, don't call because my stuff's not even straight. 90% of the people. 90% of the people. The other individual didn't have anything either. Right? We're talking about maybe 12, 13 accidents that I know Moors had. And the only reason I know is because they called to say that, hey, nobody didn't even get called. Right to travel didn't even matter because that guy was technically exercising right to travel. He didn't even have nothing. He didn't even want police to be there. So everything worked out how it was supposed to work out, you know. But again, like, you know, there's the individual who is dealing with the savage injustice love more, right? The individual who's dealing with them, they themselves have to be sound mind to even recognize that that guy is a savage and not a Moor. That's a savage in a fez. You're supposed to be able to see that. If you can't see that, then you have some training to do with self. You have some go in the Quran some more, a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know it sounds like Shakespeare and all that BS, but it's beyond that. There's keys there. There's keys there that serve a purpose in your everyday life. This is how Noble Drawley was looking out for Moors. This is how he was looking out. He was looking out for our spiritual healing. But you know that you can't fix the physical without fixing the spiritual first. He knew this. And which is why he said divine first and then national. Higher self and then lower self. Don't worry about lower self first. Don't worry about religion, organization, and stuff like that. You haven't even read the Constitution because you think the Constitution came from the European. We don't talk about science or anything because clearly you're incompetent. So Jwali told us to study ourselves. When studying yourself, then you get to know others. Once you study yourself, then you get to know others. And in studying yourself in the way that, you know, it's supposed to be done by having a natal chart. So you can read all your wrongs and know what you have to try to correct. Because everything's right. You don't need, there ain't no issue with stuff that's right. It's the wrong stuff is what you have the natal chart for. You're not getting a natal chart to know about yourself what you know already. It's about fine-tuning. You know, sometimes you need more than an oil change and you have to go get a tune-up. And this is what's being done. Once you take what Noble Jwali brought, you apply it to self, it changes self. And when self changes, then how you perceive everything changes. That like when, like for example, like there was a brother in high school who he would see when people are going through whatever emotions. And he's there. I see that you're, you know, angry or whatever. So, you know, you should whatever. You know, tapping in on some different levels. Don't even know what you know, just why you gonna do that? Oh well, you know, because she was glowing red, so I knew she was angry. Or there was blue, or there was, but not knowing, not being cognizant of, you know, chakras and energies and things like that. All we do is play ball, that's it. And nothing else. Nothing else. Go play ball. You know. Once, that's why, like, you know, there's Moors who like I never met. We just talked on the phone. That's it. That's it. Never met, never, you know what I mean? All we talk on the phone. As soon as Islam more, you already knew. You already knew. It wasn't even nothing to question or whatever. You already knew that. And then there's certain Moors, they hear the Islam, you already know. Oh, Islam beloved and stuff like that. You already know, oh yeah. This one's not one for me to put my energy in at all. Keep them at a distance. There's ones where you meet them and you realize, damn, like you're actually really a somebody. Not just a phone person. You're a real Moor. And other people you meet them and it's a ghost in a shell. Because once your eyes are open, you see totally different. See totally different. And then you're talking about eyes wide open on top of that. Not just eyes open, eyes wide open. You'll be able to see these assaultive Moors coming a mile away and know how to deal with them. That they wouldn't even attempt anything. And if they do attempt anything, just your humility alone is gonna crumple them to just not even want to do anything. Just because. But like I said, we can go back to nigger mode anytime. You know what I mean? Forget fezzes and stuff like that, and you can just go back to nigger mode. Right? Like there's Moors out there, like Moors put it on the record. Like, oh, I could snap, right? And it is what it is. But Woodrow said love and all that. They're gonna go into a little spiel and then they're gonna humble themselves because they already know that this is bigger. This is bigger than what people think it is. People really think that, invasion of the body snatchers and stuff like that is some fake stuff. There's people out here that their body and their soul does not connect. There are soulless people out here that got fezzes on and turbans and say Islam. And you have to be weary out here. This is not, like we're coming from the area of there were no passive Moors talking like they're somebody. There was no, fleet of dirty Moors. Like, it was only active Moors and Moors who didn't like the active Moors because they were active. And the other Moors were, didn't have the courage to do certain things. You just did whatever you did. And the people who were on that low vibratory frequency, they'll gravitate to them. Everybody else are active Moors. That's now, like, you can't even say you're gonna trust some Moors or whatever. Go study with them and all that stuff. Moors, and then you end up out 500. Don't even know how. All you know is that your mindset's still the same, but you're minus 500, or you're minus 1,000, or you're waiting 8 years for a bowl that you bought from some Moors. They have the Moorish bowl, and you support Moors, and you buy one bowl, and 5 years later you still didn't get your bowl yet. But those Moors, they got the bowl upgraded and stuff like that. You say, no, I didn't get my last bowl yet. These Moors got a new and improved bowl, and I didn't get my bowl yet. But you just take the L because there's dirty Moors out here. You got one slip to punch in. Got you. Don't be mad. Don't pay them back. Just learn that lesson, and never again are they gonna get me. Like I said, when those Moors called us or whatever in 2010, talking about just 600. Send us the birth certificates, and we'll That's when I knew that, oh, dirty more stuff is real. I thought that was just some stuff in that Noble Drawley just said that, just threw that out just because, you know. No, that's real. That is very real. And again, like, when you're talking about, you know, grievance and injustices, you know, that energy should really be towards the Europeans who are posing as government and violating people. Dirty Moors, they're, let Allah deal with them. They ain't nobody. They're not, like, they're just here to cause confusion. They're gonna do that, but they think that because they confuse some people, they did their job. They still gotta go to the soul plane and deal with certain things. So don't worry about them too much. But know that they're out there. Know that they have fezzes on, turbans on. They talk Moorish. They got a sign that said Moorish Science Temple. They might even wrote some books. They might even have a newspaper. But you better have yourself lined up properly so you don't get played out here. Right? Don't get played. Do not get your body snatched. Right? Do not get your body snatched. Right? The last question, how true is it that when you reserve rights on a contract, you allow yourself to amend the terms later if and when necessary? That's not true. If you are going to amend the contract, you would do it right there where you sign. You're not going to amend it later. You're going to amend it right there as you're signing it. You're amending, oh, I don't like this, scratch that out, put whatever it is that you want to put there. Oh, I don't like that, scratch that out, put it whatever, because, you know, you're the one signing. And then, of course, when you get to the right, all rights reserved, big and bold, so they can't say, they can't see it and all that stuff. And then you put the so-called signature over that. Whether it's Free National or whether it's straw name, always reserve your rights. Do not give these people to be able to lift your name off of that and put it on a candle and make you crash your car. Always reserve your rights. Always. No matter what you're signing, even if it's with Moors, reserve your rights. Right? That's just standard. Nothing hateful against Moors or not trusting Moors or nothing like that. Just like when, you know, regardless of what, whether it's you sleep at your house, whether you sleep at your girl's house, whether you sleep at your consort's house, whether you sleep at your grandma's house, no matter where you sleep, you already know when you get up, you're going to go brush your teeth in the morning. It doesn't even matter where you are. That's just what you're going to do. It's just a standard. You're not going to take offense. Well, why are you brushing your teeth and stuff like that? Because, you know, you're supposed to spit in your sink. Why are you spitting in my sink and all that stuff? Right? Always reserve your rights. And again, especially when you're talking about knowing how to live within contracts, so there might be times when you use a name that's not your name. You're going to reserve your rights when using that. So that if something does, you can bring the contract up to show that you reserved your rights, which now you're going to present for the record since you have reserve. Because remember, the whole of reserve your rights is to be able to, you know, get into the zombie party with your pickaxe. You don't want to go in there with nothing. You're saying fine. You're saying fine. Of everything, all you can take in there is a pickaxe. Okay, fine, I'll take that. So if anything goes down, the zombie, you know, tries to get too close at the party or whatever, you have a right that you reserved at the door to use your pickaxe. Right? Because remember that you're talking about spelling, contracts, words, magic. You think that half these rappers, whatever, turning gay is not because of magic in those contracts that they're signing?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You think they're dressing like this and they have, you know, red, gold, orange, blue hair and all that type of stuff because they didn't get hexed, lost their soul, something else is in their body, making that body do dumb stuff?
Get the polish.
Right? Nail polish, eyeliner, all that stuff. Everybody sounding the same, wearing the same stuff. Everybody has the same hairstyle, no originality, just this repetitive buffoon. The new people are on it, the old school people are on it, the bald people are on it, football people are on it. It's like, what the hell is going on here? But it's all going on because none of them reserved their rights. So their soul got left open. They chose to contract with the beast without reserving their rights. And then you can't go back after, because once you have that one contract without reserving your rights, trust they're going to hold you to that one. Forget anything else you do in the future. Forget how you talk. Forget about, yeah, I hate him and all that stuff because he's a jerk and he had me on the couch. He was trying to get some and all that stuff. All I wanted to do was play in the movie, and then he was whatever on the couch with me on the casting couch. Oh yeah, they just end your career, and then you're still a nobody. Now all you're doing is, you know, like C-rate movies. You're not even nobody. Just because didn't reserve your rights. Just because you didn't reserve your rights when that Moore gave you that UCC paper until you file it, now, you know, you're liable. You're liable. Right? You are the one liable because ignorance of the law is no excuse. Sorry, but ignorance of the law, no excuse for that.
That's right.
That's just what it is. You know. So it's going on 8:30. We do will that the Moors got something out of this. Islam to all the Moors from Renown royalty. Islam to all the active Moors out there, 720 Moors, the allodial Moors. Oh yeah, Islam to, pardon the interjection, was listening to the last one with Brother Thomas and Brother Sa. That was a good little session. Yeah, that was a good session.
I got to shout out to it's really interesting. As Brother Thomas L.
Yeah.
They got some good stories, bro. They got some good stories to tell that can be passed down to the family and information that can be passed to the family. Please make sure you go check that out. I had originally titled it The Kidnapping of Our Children by the Europeans, but they wouldn't let that fly more, so I had to take the Europeans out of it. You see? You see that? I had to take the Europeans out in order for it to upload. So go figure that, my peoples. So please do, if you get a chance, check that out.
Islam. So give honors, you know, to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali for all the work that he did. He did crazy work for us to be where we're at right now. You know, he put it in for the Moors. Not in for the Moors.
And it's still working.
Yeah.
Still working more.
Still working. Still working. So because he's working so hard, you know what I mean? We got to do our part to make sure that, you know, it doesn't die. You know what I mean? We have to make sure it doesn't die.
All day I rep you all week.
Yeah, so that's all we got. That's all we got. You know what I mean? And we're in a great place, like you always say. You know what I mean? Because you know, you never know what type of jewels you're gonna find on your treasure hunt. You never know. So we gave you some jewels today. You know what I mean? Do your research, do your studying. You know what I mean? Make sure you. Oh yeah. No, I forgot. Shit. Before we go, I forgot. October 28th, a warning from the Prophet for all governors and grand sheiks and head officials of all temples. Renew your acts, amend your ways, because the great conference is on its way, and in it is where the law will be enforced before the great grand body. Great grand body. How come they don't talk about that one? The continuance of the present officers in the temple will depend on your past good work. Those who have been delinquent may now know that they will not be tolerated any longer, because this great divine and national movement must move on according to law. These things shall be proclaimed. There is no favorite in any of the temples, for the law is laid down, and everyone who claims a part of the work must be governed accordingly. All are one. What would you always say? All are what? Okay. All right. There is but one temple in this nation. Oh, there is but one temple in this nation. What nation is he talking about? What is it? This nation. And he's talking about the temples. What's he talking about? Because we already know U.S. is not a nation. Your nationality is not U.S. American. Or just know which all these words. There is but one temple in this nation, and there is but one prophet of the temples. So if there's one prophet, how come there's reincarnated 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 prophets? If there's only one. If there's only one prophet, how come there's so much people claiming to be the prophet after the prophet? If there's only one, according to Noble Drew Ali. Now you know why he said there's only one, because he's seen these traitors coming from before they were born. He's seen them coming. He knew what they were up to. I come to speak to all nations, bringing them a message of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. In the head of every temple, if anyone has violated these divine laws, it will mean his discontinuance. For no man is to be under the influence of intoxicating liquors, nor to seek to tear up the families while under the influence of evil motives. Nor must he speak anything that will prejudice the minds of the public against the divine movement. If any of the laws are violated, anybody, grand sheik or sheiks, can file charge against the violation of the grand body over which the prophet presides. This power is vested in 7 more sheiks for the protection of your temple and the divine movement, the body. Islam.
You know, more importantly, partner interjection, you know, that speaks volumes. Like, again, my prophet, your prophet, our prophet, is still working from his local anymore. That's a lot. You know, a lot of so-called sheiks are going to be hurt because, you know, you're going to be putting them coins up, you know, for the people, for the nation. But yet you putting it up to get you a bottle.
Exactly. Or you putting up to get, or to get them a Benz or a jet or something like that.
Right. People looking past the profit, wanting to be the profit just to make a profit.
Exactly. And then the profit that they make, they're not even giving anything back.
Exactly.
Right. So Islam told the Moors.
That's what we here for.
Exactly. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. So Islam to all the Moors, all over their nationality, birthrights. They're not even playing around like this or whatever. Forget anybody who's talking BS. Right? Anybody talking BS. Oh, if you don't want to be, you know, affiliated with the Moors and all that stuff, then go in your corner somewhere and go do whatever it is that you do and leave Moors alone. Stop bringing Moors up and all that. Right? Just do what it is that you do. And to all the active Moors, make sure you stay strong. You know what I mean? Because you know already when you start talking about nationality and birthrights, you should know by now. So stay true to the principles and stay true to the cause. And remember that Noble Drew Ali is who runs this with the will of Allah. Do not think that these people that call themselves heads of whatever run the Moorish movement. They don't. There's one prophet and there's one temple. The one temple is the Moorish nation. And that one prophet is Noble Drew Ali. Do not get it twisted. All right? Islam. And before we close out more, you already know.
You know it, baby. This was in it for. Somebody got to keep throwing them fakeries up under the bus. I'm willing to do it.
Throw them under that bus, boy. Throw them under that bus.
So peace to all the Moors in the chat. I love y'all. Remember, I love y'all. We're going to look out for the hip-hop countdown that's coming. It'll be ready for breakfast in the morning.
Islam. And what's the message, more?
So again, more.
What's the message? So we can close out.
Well, you ready?
Well, I'm ready, more. You already know.
Okay, well, here's a good message right here. To heart. Pig pen, LB, you
suck. Something.
You listening to Circle 7 music. Rap nowadays, just crap now. The lips with tats on their face, cross on foreheads with a push gauge. Marley's kills more brain cells. Street dogs revolve, makes them stay in cells. No service hours, you're doing that. Fellow with what the world comes into, not for those that can't comprehend. Those that expertise with no nationality, casualties. Chickens take care like the Jews under Hitler, but paper, calling the masses. No suit, no wake, no funeral, no casket. BTL 84 prophecy of George Orwell. We living on an animal farm. Can't you see it's black off the station? Two-shot takers high up about thinking liquor is Listerine. Then doing dumb shit. Mindset walk like wet wood. No cause around, but big collapse. Living back to trust. To changing maps, all fake governments imposing acts on the ones selling horse meat and smack. It's only darkness, light lacks, third eye blind. Watch it crash when the empire strikes back.
World, many follow down the wrong trail, but wrong with this world. This must be one of the hell that we are wrong with this world. Many follow down the wrong trail, but all is well with wrong with the hell that we are serving ourselves? Eternal inflation, the cause of mind devastation. Hear what I'm saying? The problem is based in creating life imitation. Only for those that overstand. Let us observe the ancients of Egypt what war with this book. Symmetry declares our O2 in the air. ET's position, 3 triangles there. Word escape ears, all good already there. A kind man of understanding is what I share. But I and she speak truth from what he teach. Frequency and range blast out mouth peak. I left the block physical and now telepathy. Born wisdom like a game of chess till we free. Life is essence, calculate with care. What's wrong with this world? Survive it if you dare. What's wrong with this world? Many falling down the wrong list. What's wrong with this world? This must be one of the hells that we are serving ourselves. What's wrong with this world? Many falling down the wrong trail, but all is well. What's wrong with this world? This must be one of the hells that we are serving ourselves.
Minds lost or gone, don't know where it is. Used to act like animals for being called kids. Guns to this time said they're shooting off lids, so with heavy metal more louder than Skid Row. Jeans and pants tight with swag like Cisco. Love Punani bad, but where dicks go, get them signed to labels that extort innocence from those innocent and abused. Rap game is church, executive play with balls like Nerf, stimulating bass chakras, hot like the turf. Not knowing what it's worth. Rich rappers pass, youth livestock nowadays in a hearse. Life's a movie, this ain't Scott who bad, now they tackle outball. Everybody's piercing, strain of faces, unconscious more, stop claiming races. Claim a place, don't claim a state, those are plantations, no frame or base. Disgrace and wonder why we are disgraced, asking why am I part of this race? See, we never won, we fight each other. When they fight, they're using our sons. In wars, never near, always far ones. We'll learn, just need to get scarred ones. From ear to chin, stay out the bin. Stay off the corner, learn the hard way. Real killers don't cross over like Hardaway. Stay off the corner, learn the hard way. Real killers don't cross over like Hardaway.
What's wrong with this world? Trail. But all is well, what's wrong with this world? This must be one of the hells that we are serving ourselves. What's wrong with this world? Many falling down the wrong trail. What's wrong with this world? One of the hells that we are serving ourselves. What's wrong with this world? Many falling down the wrong trail, but all is well. What's wrong with this world? This must be one of the hells that we are serving ourselves. What's wrong with this world? Many falling down the wrong trail, but all is well. What's wrong with this world? This must be one of the hells that we are serving ourselves.
What up, hustlers? Presented by Moorish MC Thunder. The only attitude nigga police NWA taught us how my Scarface was gonna boys. Y'all watch Pacino, spineless songs with machismo. Sell out punks rhyme bars behind bars with 2 feet, 1 body, 15 cars, 2 feet, 1 body, 100 kids, 200 a pair, made by some child labor kid. Slavery is a Jehovah. The commander brainwashed new subjects without cobra or lurking in the dark. The art no hearts are posted on all charts, climbing and shining in blood diamonds, rhyming, brainwashing with BPM, MK Ultra timing. Projects are my talk, get rid, murder with the music, deep my lines are the mob. Too much balling, too much hustling, too much swag, too much ignorance, you shouldn't even brag. Too much biting rappers must be mad. Misguiding the youth, you rappers are sad. Too much balling, too much hustling, too much swag. From Superman to man, all y'all can go to hell. All the supervillains call Man of Steel Kal-El. If you still miss it, you're dumber than I thought, fam. Dumber than Dumb and Dumber. Can't stand a rapping handyman, Mike Candyman. When rappers spit 3 whack lines, suddenly I'm like black Swan, a European great hope. Sammy Sosa vibes, cartel that use tape soap. Eminem rap, Jesus was sent to save, but got you popping e-pills like Sean Pierre the rave. Mine's been lost, you're not losing it. MC powers, rappers abuse it and use it to keep the people locked down. Without cell blocks, mentally keep the people locked down with don't think blocks. Until you think for yourself, you'll never be free. Chasing your favorite rapper, that's far from MC, far from telescope. Moorish rock M and BDI, I ain't no joke. Far from hip hop, but down the telescope. Moorish rock M and BDI, I ain't. Too much balling, too much hustling, too much swag, too much ignorance. You shouldn't even rappers must be mad. The sky be too much balling, too much hustling, too much swag.
Treat 'em right. Treat 'em right. Treat 'em right.
Moors are here to uplift the nation that's fallen. Instead of buying strip clubs, continuing falling. Most sisters I know got baby daddy on the mother, and he's the grand master. The patriarch, you're the God in the earth. He calls it what it is, a purse. Making claims of strength but can't give birth. Walk into the womb through the doors of the church or temple or tabernacle. They all represent her. The story of the scissor, the woman saviors rule from both thrones. His and her throne was her own. As Ma'at holds the scales with no Tahuti. Though he was a sage scribe, he was her work. You see the Buddhist stars, which represents thought, divine manifest in mind. Most the thought out the gutter like you gotta treat the mothers right. Get your mind out the gutter like mothers right. Get your life. Treat the mothers right. Get out the gutter like you got it. Mind is man, but women first like we were taught. Schools, which were the womb, tomb, the afterlife, womb, another realm, or back for more truth about our culture as Moors, more by roof. See how far they spread, how deep, get off the emotions. Fire, water, potion, butter, my sister, not Jurgen's oceans. I just blaming racist rap, already racist. Go back to digital underground, Tupac, Professor and a hat. Go back to my dad. Golden era, back to question. So, Prince and Smooth operated Asiatic kings on a gold throne for finger. Get your mind out the gutter like you gotta treat the mothers right. Get your mind out the gutter like treat our brothers right. Get your mind out the gutter like you gotta treat them. Get your mind out the gutter like you gotta treat our brothers right.
Royalty, all liberties reserved. Matriarch is what we rep and screw your patriots. I'm aiming for you stateless chattel more than colonists. Yeah, I rock that black gold tassel. Call me Wonder Woman with that golden lasso. Oh, you passive degenerate. Come in, cause y'all been waiting for too long, so I'm bucking back. Where I'm from ain't no acquisition. Yes and no time, autonomous and indigenous, self-governed artifice when the state don't apply to me. Real, recognize real, he do truth is out here for you, as I want what to do. Jurisdiction of a rock. Master breed, alhamdulillah. Hex, alpha, hex, alpha. 720 was we running. Manifesting everything out of dreams. I got that hex, alpha, hex, alpha. 720 scene, yeah, we manifesting everything out of dreams. I got nothing my team with no.
We got on what Juali brought us. Everything, so everything is orders that must follow. Or trust me, feel the rap. I think the sword on Domino's had. This ain't a fad, cause you see more back. 720 more. This black crap don't take back chat. Weak minds get tried. try, but with weak minds, so Drew Ali protects them and leads them to active more. Study doing our chores, study at the library. When we looking for truth, house shoes a study. Fucking rings off a ferry, trying and leaving fear under a pillow, misleading games for reindeer suits and long sleeves. Might be a pick on a t-shirt or a hooded, so won't tell you about Hilton, who you let better, teaching more science from all the ascended master hacks from pentagrams or hex alpha.
Hex, alpha, hex, 720 more, we running the scene, and we send everything that dreams I got on my team. She could do Ali, alpha, hex, alpha, 720 more, we running the scene, and we send everything out of dreams. I got nothing but a dance on my team with no hex, alpha, hex, alpha, 720 more, we running the scene, and we manifesting everything. Got nothing but a dance on my team with she alpha, hex, alpha. 720 more, we running the scene, and we manifesting everything out of the guy from my team. We encapsulated multi minds. We think alike, knowing all is mind. Trading down, we rise akin to the Sufis of immemorial times. I live as I speak, I give directives of the ancient ones' perceptions on know itself. In the jurisdictions of El themselves. Fire, ignorance not an option. Only a pale face, no rank, no station. Love, them justice for all. Put out the call, hero of this for hex, hex, alpha. We run in the scene, and we manifesting everything. I got nothing but a that's on my team. Which alpha, hex, alpha, 720. We run in the scene, manifesting everything. I got nothing but a that's on my team. With Noble Jew, Ali, Chris, Moa. Yeah, that's who I am. Woolly head, Napoleon. That shall be first. So we back again. No holding.